Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Bobs and Angels Factorio, where things are looking a lot neater, a lot tidier. I did an awful lot of work off camera. Yeah, we've got things set up rather nicely to let us go into the future. To start with, I cleared out all of the old bus and I transferred it over here to our new large-scale main bus. I'm also going to get rid of these silos. This one, I guess, can stay there for now. I need to fucking long reach every time. Right, I'm going to keep these. I'm going to let this silo drain out. But I don't really want to be stockpiling that stuff too much. So I'm just going to fill in the blanks, let the iron go about doing its business. We're going to need to overhaul the iron supply because we are draining through it very, very quickly. And I'll get onto more of that in a second. But yeah, we transferred over the BCBs, the nanobots, red and green science, which are now feeding into this big array of labs, which not quite finished, but we've got enough in for the time being for all of our research purposes. Then we've got tin copper wire going into the basic electronic components, which is being merged with, or being combined with the BCBs and solder to produce the BEBs. And then we've got belt production, giving us the first two tiers, and a little kind of build-all sort of thing. We've got assembly machines, and I've set up a basic assembler to prepare ourselves for when we get the next level. Because once we get the next... By the time we get round to Blue Science, that's the one. When we get round to Blue Science, we'll have all the components we'll need for making the next tier of assembling machines, which are going to be equivalent to the vanilla game tier 3 ones, but then there's two more above it. So we get up to assembly machine 5, which is going to be fun. But I've also set up assembly for electric mining drill Mark IIs. They are missing basic electronic boards. Why are you missing those? They're probably meant to go in on this line, I'm guessing, and I just haven't been bothered to rig it up. So maybe I could just do that for now. I'm going to one side load this belt from one side, because we are going to want different type of circuits on the other side of it. And that should work nicely enough to get us the machines that we need. You can have that, I guess. Okay, now, with regards to what I was saying about the iron supply, not only can you tell that the actual throughput of iron ore is absolutely dreadful, but if you can see like all this text kind of behind my head, so I'll pick all that up. I've got a little bit of equipment down here called the resource monitor. Basically, you can plonk this onto any resource patch, and it will tell you how much is in it, and how long it is going to take to mine through at the current speed that you're mining things. But this is our Saphirite supply. We don't have much left. We've got very little, actually. But I am also thinking it might actually just be time enough to upgrade all of these machines. I don't really want to be using the basic electric mining drills anymore. So we'll just get rid of those. And I'm just going to upgrade everything around here to the Mark II mining drills. Just so that we can get this stuff out of the ground quicker. We can clean up the space that we're working with. But I will need to go about finding some new supplies. I was probably going to put a bit more of a taxing drain on. Oh yeah, those things do take up quite a lot more power, don't they? 41 of the Mark IIs, draining 9.5 megawatts. 55 of the Mark 1s are only using 2.3. It means we're going to get the resources quicker, I guess. I suppose that's the best way of looking at it. So what I need to do is I need to set up the production of some rail stuff, and then we need to go off in search of some supplies. We've got a little bit of Saphirite over here, along with a little bit of an infinite patch, which is something that we could take advantage of. We've got a lot more Saphirite over this way. We've got a couple that have both got some infinite yield areas. Some coal with some infinite stuff. Like basically, as soon as we start getting out of this starting area, we start getting into resource patches that have got infinite yields on them, which is very handy. For some of them, you do need specific stuff. Like they kind of work like uranium does, where you need to pump in a certain type of acid in order to get them out of the ground. Coal, you don't have to, but for anything like Saphirite, I think you need sulfuric acid. Saphirite, I think, needs hydrochloric. Basically, you have to really dive into the petrochem stuff in order to start getting all of the infinite ores out. But for the time being, we should go and set up some production for all of the rail stuff. So I'm just going to come over here and double check that I've actually got all of the rail-based stuff researched. I think I do. I've got a fluid wagon and stuff there. I've got railway, automated rail stuff, rail signals. Yes. Okay, we've got all of the things that we need. Okay. Should have the infrastructure ready to go. I need a belt of steel and stone to come up on the left-hand side of all this. So steel is here. I just realised I don't have any stone products on the bus. I don't think. No. So, we'll have to go and sort that out. And then we need some belts. I need iron plate. And I need the basic electronic boards. I am so out of iron right now, it's ridiculous. Oh, man. Need to try and find a way to fix this. But my throughput on materials is just so poor right now. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break off the splitter. I'm going to stop the splitter from... I'm going to make the splitter that is providing iron ore to the steel production. I'm going to make sure that prioritizes the output priority left, so that all of the iron ore for the time being is just going to go into iron production, because we've got fuck tons of steel. Right. I don't have to worry about my steel production right now. Pretty much all of these are backed up with some sort of supply, and we've still got ingots on the belts. There is very little here for me to worry about when it comes down to steel. I need the iron to go through to where it's needed right now. And let's bring some stone down towards the main bus. I need that guy to stop trying to feed the fast underground belt production. Right now, I don't need fast undergrounds. Just need a regular underground belt, please. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, really struggling with supplies at the moment. We've got to try and get this fixed today, because my Saphirite levels are dropping significantly. I've got about 2,000 Saphirite left in this patch. It's basically, I've got about 4 minutes until it's completely dead. But I really managed to let that slip under the radar when I was busy rebuilding the bus, or relaying everything. Alright, you come down here. And we're just going to bring this line all the way along. This is going to be stone, and then we'll get one set up for stone brick at some point as well. Oh, and perfect. That is exactly where it was always meant to be. And where do I need you? I need you coming in here. Just enough underground belts to get all that connected. Right, there we go. That should start getting us some rail-based stuff. Once the stone makes its way down. But fortunately, we got a massive stockpile of that. Yep, we have got so little left on this Saphirite. It is really quite insane. We're going to be relying on our Saphirite supply for iron, and that's not the best of options. Especially when this copper warehouse is filling up with so much crap. But okay, while we are waiting for stuff to start happening with the rail production, I've also got to hope that I get enough engines made that I can make a train. I think I've got enough engines to make one locomotive. 20 engine units, yeah, that's fine. Don't need to worry about anything else there. There are a couple of things that I built for the bus, or a part of the smelting area, really, for various different bits of production that were being done in different ways. The most significant of those is the solder processing, solder smelting, kind of. So I think I may as well show it off while we're waiting for things to happen here. I don't quite know where this line is meant to be going. Are you actually connected to anything? You're connected to a radar that's down there. Okay. Makes total sense. There are clearly some things that I overlooked. Here we go. This is the new solder processing. It's basically a half tin and a half lead setup. It's basically what we had before on a larger scale without the resin. So we've got tin ingots and lead ingots, which we took the tin and lead plates previously to turn into solder plate, but now we just smelt the both of those in the induction furnace and turn it into molten solder, which then goes into a casting machine and just produces solder at the same rate as we were doing with like all of these machines, you know, the same sort of ratios as far as the setup goes. But I wanted 2 belts of it, just because I have a feeling we're going to be using quite a lot of it for lots of electronic components and stuff. So, yeah, we've got 2 belts of that. Next down here, we've got a full belt's worth of carbon. And this is... I'm really quite pleased with this setup. I quite like the way this has turned out. So we've got... coal comes in, gets crushed in these ore crushers, which then feeds into these metal mixing furnaces, which turns the crushed coal into coke. And I'm making a good use of the adjustable inserters to play around with where they get dropped onto this belt so that we can have them offloading quite nicely. But then we also have carbon dioxide, which is being produced just by fucking around with the coal. And that all pipes down here. The coke and the carbon dioxide then get used to make carbon, and that all feeds in, gets belt balanced, and flies off on its way down the bus. I really like that. It's just a nice... I'm really pleased with how compact I've managed to make that. I'm sure other people might have been able to do something far better, far more compact and efficient and organised, but I like what I've done with it, so I'm happy. I'm just hoping that I've got... Oh, don't waste bloody belts on all of that nonsense. I need to save everything that I've got right now. I think iron production is looking a little bit better. Yes, it is going a little more efficiently than it was before. I say efficiently, it's just getting more supplies. But I think we're nearly done with this Saphirite supply. So, thank you, nanobots. So I will just go about tearing all this stuff up. Once it's done, once it's dead, and there we go. That's it. We've got no more Saphirite. At all. So let's just clear all of this away. Because once we start bringing in like train loads worth, or train loads of ores, I've got a very different setup planned for how we're going to process them. But it would be good to start making, you know, making tracks with tearing up all this stuff. We're going to have some leftover Saphirite ore just on the belts. Alright, let's just chuck you in to be crushed. Well, there we go. All the Saphirite processing has completely gone. We're going to be making do with what we can get out of the Saphirite for the time being. But on the plus side, I've managed to salvage a load of belt stuff. So that's something. But okay. Now the pressure is on. Let's see how things are going on the main bus. If I don't pressure the main bus too much, I shouldn't have to worry a huge amount. I'm hoping. But we're going to set up a depot station, and we're gonna get everything in place for all of the various drop-off stations, or the unloading stations that we're going to need. I think we've got all of the things that we need. What are you not picking up? You're not picking up steel. Oh, right, yeah, that would probably help. There we go. I'm gonna shut off the engine production for now. Just so I can get the supplies that I need for making everything. So I need to grab some iron off the belts, so I can make some locomotives. Well, some cargo wagons, actually. Those are the important parts. Okay, I'm going to dump a load of stuff that I know that I'm not going to need for the time being. Okay, I haven't actually got any rail stuff done yet. I've been taking some time to just make a start on a rails blueprint book, which is something that I should probably have by default now, but I always forget, like, every game I start up, I make blueprints for all my rail stuff. I either never compile them into blueprint books, or I never put the books into my game storage, because I always just end up making more, which I suppose is not like a horrifically bad thing. You know, it's always good to just kind of refresh your memory, but when it comes down to stuff like this, it's probably better to be prepared. But okay, I want to put my... I think I'm going to put my station up here above the all of the coal stuff. But I also need to give myself an awful lot of room, because we're going to be having like main bus kind of layouts all over the place with this, because of the amount of throughput we need for lots of different things. So, okay, yeah, I think that's right. 7 rows. Yeah, because we've got 6 ores that we're going to need to transport, and then we're going to need a station for coal. So we do have an awful lot of shite that we're going to need to transport. And I want a warehouse. Whether I'm going to be able to manage to salvage the supplies for a warehouse or not, I don't know. Could be problematic. But let's clear these trees out of the way so that we can make a start on getting a depot in place. Actually, I could probably salvage this warehouse. Not like I really need a warehouse for iron ore anymore, is it? Right, now, what do we want going on here? We want a silo, a warehouse. We want 4 of these coming out, and we want 8 going in. Like so. We also want to have this centered. That would be nice. Now, this is the bit that I always forget, is inserters will always place things on specific sides of the belt, and I can never remember which way around to get things. So I might just have to let everything get installed. Right, okay, so... It's going to be like that, and then like that. Oh, right, well that's the basic infrastructure in place. Right, this is going to be a train for Saphirite, so I want to go and try and get the colour kind of close to what it's going to be like. Kind of that, it's kind of a deep blue-purple sort of thing. And your cargo is going to be Saphirite ore. The handy thing I've got here lets me just set the filters on everything. Oh, it's such a... Mods are fun. Mods make things so much easier. Okay, so that there is the basic setup for all of that. I don't need you, I don't need you. Don't think I need you. Probably be deleted. Right, I am just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it across. I'm not letting my bots do anything at the moment. I just want to get the framework in place for the full-size depot. So that's 4, 5, and that is 6 ore types. And then right here at the end we want 1 for coal. So this is going to be the full size of the depot station. There will likely, eventually we'll probably go about tearing up all of this stuff, rebuilding various things elsewhere. We'll bring that all the way across. And now what I need to do is I need to sort out some parking for various trains. Okay, framework is kind of in place for this big station. I've got a lot more trees that need clearing out, so I'm going to get rid of these while I start wrapping up this episode. All of this has taken a hell of a lot longer than I expected it would. So we're not going on a mission to hunt down some Saphirite and get some off-base mining set up. But we've got the basic framework in place for getting our rail system up and running. I think between episodes I will get the foundations of this station finished, and I'll probably try and make a start on setting up the main rail line, whichever way that's going to end up travelling. I might bring it up a little bit so it can head like kind of east-west, going this way, and then it can obviously branch off and divert and go wherever it needs to. I don't want to bring it too close down towards the bus in case it interferes with the actual production lines. But we'll figure something out, and I mean, it doesn't really matter if it gets too close to all of this crushing and sorting, because this stuff's all going to disappear eventually. It's not going to be around for too much longer. Once we start bringing in things by train, especially once we get the Saphirite sorted, a lot of the kind of sorting and crushing production is going to be getting ramped up in scale as well, so that we can have something that will match our smelting needs. We will get to that in time over the next few episodes. For now, all of these trees need to go, and for now, I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlist on the channel for more Let's Plays or metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. Okay, I guess it's just me and you then, Ayla. Come on. Yeah, something's shifting in my moons if we don't fucking get on with this shit.